Hey everyone, welcome back to the Transfer Talks podcast. I'm Sasha, a transfer peer mentor here at NAU, and today I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Cayla, and I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Cayla. I'm a transfer peer jack here at NAU, and I'm so excited to be on this podcast.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Okay, we're going to start off with some light questions first. What was your first impression of NAU when you arrived?
So my first impression of NAU, my dad is the only person that came to move me in, and I was incredibly sick. I had never been this high up in my whole entire life.
Yeah.
So my whole move-in week, we had planned to come a week in advance, tour around, go to Sedona, everything. Safe to say, never happened. Ever. My dad moved into my dorm for me. I couldn't even go. I was almost like hospitalized.
Oh my gosh.
It was so bad. And I remember my dad left, and I was like, whoa, okay, I don't even know where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
And I remember waking up one morning, I was like, wow, I feel good today. Put on my sneakers, and I ran the whole entire campus.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
You're like, I like it.
Yeah. So it took a little bit, but once I was finally out there, I loved it.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. That sucks that you were sick.
I know, it was wild.
It's like the worst timing. My gosh. Okay, next question. How do you unwind or recharge after a long week? Do you have any fun rituals or like hobbies that you do?
I'm pretty busy all week long, but Saturday mornings I do community service.
Mm-hmm.
Every single morning, early at like 8:30, 9, I start off my day with that, and then I'll have the rest of the day to do whatever I want. I love outdoors activities, so sometimes I'll go for my run. I'll go for a hike. Sometimes I go to Sedona, but my favorite thing to do is walk downtown, sit at a coffee shop, do some homework, read a book, meet some new people.
Yeah.
All of that fun stuff.
What's your favorite coffee shop to do that?
Ooh, I love Val's.
Val's?
So much. They have $3 mac and cheese.
Really?
Yes.
That's a good deal.
And it's actually really good. And the coffee's refill.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
okay, I'll have to go. Nice. Where do you like to run around?
There's kind of a couple trails that I do. I like Fat Man's Loop.
Yeah.
I've done Eden a couple of times. There's a trail over by the Grove. And I do that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. So just everywhere.
Yeah. I love it all.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I mean, we kind of already you mentioned this, but like you have a jam-packed schedule. I'm just curious how you manage it all, kind of. What are some strategies you use? How do you just like keep that motivation to keep going?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, I feel like on the outside, I really look like a very organized type A person, but I think I'm the most unorganized type A person I've ever met. Yes. Because
does not seem that way.
I have notes in my laptop, I have notes in my actual physical agenda, and I have notes in my phone and iPad.
Yeah.
So as the day just goes on, I'll be writing on Post-its, I'll be doing this and that. And for a while that was working out until I realized like that's kind of not the best thing to do because I have to check this and this and this. So a really important thing that I started doing was kind of being patient with myself. And once I understood it's okay to not be perfect, it's okay to not have it all organized, I was like, I deserve 10 minutes a day to grab all of these notes and put them somewhere in the same place. So I finish all of my days with my tea.
Nice.
I have a nice tea.
What kind of tea?
Steep. I like just I try something new from Steep every single time. I'm trying Steep. Witch's Brew right now. It's amazing. And I'll just put everything in the same place, and the next day I wake up ready for the new day. And since I'm already used to kind of writing a note here and there, I decided to not stop myself or force myself to change that because it's a good kind of thing to have.
Helps you kind of like get it in your brain a little bit more.
And when it comes to motivation, I found myself for a really long time saying, I have to do this, I have to go to school, I have to, and that's what was making me do stuff, like feeling like I had to do all of these things until one day, I found myself saying, I have to eat today because I just didn't have enough time. And I thought to myself, well, that's a really sad thing. And I started wondering to myself, how can I change this kind of ritual that I'm stuck in that's not good for myself? And I did one thing that was incredibly easy. I just changed the word have, forget.
Nice.
So
I like that.
Yeah, and once I started saying, I get to go to school today, I
Mm-hmm.
get to eat today, I get to see friends, I get to do this, I get to do that.
Absolutely.
It really, without even trying, it just changed my whole perspective to becoming a more thankful, graceful, grateful person overall.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of moving on into some deeper questions. What's something you've done at NAU that you're really proud of? Whether if it's like a academic achievement or an extracurricular?
Yeah. I think my whole experience at NAU has been a little unique. I'm an international student.
Mm-hmm.
So my family from Mexico, Mazatlan, Mexico, and my family is a 20-hour drive away. So Thanksgiving was never really I get to go home thing. Spring break was never really, it's Christmas and that's about it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been a very big part of me becoming an independent person.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember last year I was a recipient for the Kenneth Core Scholarship of Excellence in Leadership for the Honors College. And they only give it out to 3 people,
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure. And I remember getting that in my, like, I got the notification and I told my mom, and she was like, well, I'm going to try to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, nobody showed up.
Oh, sorry.
And receiving that was awesome, but I also think that walking up and grabbing that award and looking into the crowd and seeing my friends there was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had, because I've been able to build my own community, build my own family here, regardless of the distance.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you had friends in the crowd.
Yeah, it was awesome. Aww. And it really just taught me, like, it is what you make of it.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's such a cool achievement, too.
Thank you.
Okay, next question. How has your time as a peer mentor influenced how you view the transfer experience now that you're helping others kind of go through it?
Yeah, well, when I came here, I didn't have a peer jack, transfer jack, anything. I had no mentor of any type, because when I was enrolling, I didn't use my phone number. I used my Mexican phone number, and I moved here and I changed it. And I never remember receiving any emails or phone numbers or anything. And people were telling me, oh, have you met with your peer jack? And I was like, well, what's that? And I was very lost my first semester. And I decided, like, well, I love helping other people. I'm an older sibling. I have 2 younger sisters, and I'm helping them apply for college and everything. Nice. And I was like, I would love to be able to give back to people and give them at least a little bit of insight of what I have these past 2.5 years. Yeah. Becoming a transfer jack has definitely changed my perspective in many ways. I've learned so many skills, and it really fulfills, like, a different part of me where I'm helping other people in a more hands-on way. Absolutely. And it's really making me understand NAU in a different way as well, discovering all new things that at the end of the day, I'm using for myself as well. For sure. So sometimes I'll find something and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that existed. Yeah, no, same. Yeah. That's what I love about the job, is like, I'm also a student, so it's helping me too as a student. Yeah. And I kind of get to learn through other students too. Yeah. And it's really awesome. Yeah. And there's so many different types of transfer students. And so that's really cool. Awesome. Okay. Next question. If you could design, this one's a fun one. If you could design a new class to teach at NAU, what would it be and why? Okay, this is going to sound incredibly nerdy, but the other day, I was looking at Excel. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I really don't understand this. And on LinkedIn, there's a badge to, like, get an accomplishment if you understand Excel. And I was like, well, I don't understand Excel at all. So I would start an Excel 100 class. Okay. And I would call it, like, Intro to Excel or something. That's kind of boring, but honestly, I feel like that would be so exciting helpful. Excel. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I love that. Yes. Excelling in Excel. Yes, that's the one. Okay, NAU. Excel excellence. Yes. These are great. Yeah. Yeah. And I just think, like, if I was able to take that class, I would be so much more prepared for anything and everything right now. For sure. You really do use Excel, like, a lot in, like, random jobs. Like, I don't know, it just comes up a lot. Or budgeting. Yeah. Like, budgeting. Helping someone create a budget. Yes. I don't know. I feel like that would be so awesome. Yeah. Well, petition for you to start that class. Okay. Next one.
Oh, this one I'm just personally interested in.
Okay.
Can you talk about what your capstone is? Because
Oh.
I would really just like, I think people should know about it. It's a really cool idea.
Yeah. So I'm in the honors college, so I have to do 2 capstones. I'm doing one for my political science major, and another one I've decided to kind of go a different way. I'm hoping to pursue a future in law school and dedicate myself to immigration law.
Yeah.
Just because I'm from Mexico and I'm fluent in both languages, and I would love to be able to guide somebody and actually understand such a scary process.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
I'm focusing on how being a bicultured person, rather than it being just a mix of 2 or more cultures, is completely subjective to one's experiences, the way that they look, the way that they're brought up in society, how their household is. I don't think I've ever found somebody that has lived the exact same experience as me. And saying that I'm a bicultured person and somebody else lived a completely different experience can sometimes be very difficult. And I think it's just a very unique thing that somebody lives through.
Yeah.
I'm going to, my capstone has 3 parts. I'm starting off with a personal memoir with personal anecdotes of people that are bicultured around campus. And then I'm going to implement a little bit of research, looking into kind of some statistics. I want to bring in physical traits just because I don't look, a lot of people have told me, you don't look Mexican. And that's always kind of been different. And I definitely think that I've been treated a different way because of that as well. And for the last portion of it, I'm going to do a short film. And I'm just going to ask people around, what is being bicultured? What does it mean to you? And kind of compare all of these videos together to kind of go back to my thesis statement that being a bicultured person is completely subjective and unique to your experiences.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah.
This is another funny question. Something else that I think is really cool is that you're training for a marathon.
Yes.
So I'm just a little bit curious about, I guess, why you're doing that.
Yeah.
what made you start doing that?
So my whole entire life, I've struggled with asthma, and I've been told that I was never going to be a good athlete. I was never going to do this, do that. I lived in the hospital a whole month every single year of my life. Always on my birthday or Christmas. I just would never, it was kind of a weird thing because I just never felt like a normal kid. And when I moved to college, I was like, I'm really going to focus on myself, get in check with my health. And I really realized that running just helps me calm down. And it's something that makes me so happy. And I think it was 2 years ago that I said in my 20s, I want to run a marathon. And in my 30s, I want to do a triathlon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're really hitting the 20s early.
Yeah, I know.
You're like early 20s.
I was like, just get it out of the way.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to do more than one?
I hope so, because I love traveling. And the first one I want to do is in San Diego because it's on sea level, which is a little easier. And since I'm training so high up, it'll help me a lot. I want to do the New York one.
Ooh,
I feel like that would be fun. I want to do a turkey trot.
That's
so bad. Like,
oh my gosh.
They have one in Sedona.
Really?
Yes. And I want to do it so bad, but this year it's not working out. Hopefully next year, though. Okay. And then for my triathlon in my 30s, I kind of want to go to Europe and do it.
Ooh, that would be so cool.
So
awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. Okay. What else? You mentioned it earlier, kind of touched on it a little bit. You're going to law school, or you want to go to law school and pursue law as your career path. I guess I'm just interested in why you wanted to do that and like what motivates you to do that.
Yeah. I was originally going to go to med school in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I had it all lined up, but during high school, I really worked with a lot of community service. It's kind of a really sad story, actually.
Oh, geez.
Brace yourself.
Okay.
So I started working with this organization that we would make wigs for little kids with cancer.
That's awesome.
And it was amazing, and I loved it. And we would visit the children's hospital, and there's this one young boy that like I really connected with. He was adorable. And we didn't have enough hair to make this kid a wig. So I chopped my hair off.
Oh my gosh.
And I made them a wig with my own hair.
Oh my gosh.
And 2 months later on national news, this politician was laundering money through the hospital. And instead of giving the children chemotherapies, was giving them saline solution, and a lot of the kids passed away.
Oh my God.
Among those kids, my kid that I had created like a bond with.
No.
And I remember that day I went home. I told my mom and dad, I don't want to pursue anything in medical school anymore. I want to be a politician. I want to go into law. I want to do something that I can create policy, change something. And my mom and dad, the first thing they did was cry. They were terrified that a woman was going to pursue a future in law or in politics in Mexico, just because it is very dangerous. And I made the decision to leave my country to pursue my dreams, and I moved to the U.S. And through these past years, I've just really found kind of a big passion when it comes to law. And the big thing that made me want to go into immigration law is because I've never felt like I've fully belonged anywhere in my life. Just because in Mexico I was too American, and here I'm a little too Mexican. And I was just like, I need to help people. I need to find something that really fulfills me as a person. And that's kind of what's leading me towards immigration law. But overall, just like that need to create some change or help people in a way that like I couldn't have before.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are there any classes that you're taking right now that are like really you're passionate about?
I'm taking constitutional law 445 right now.
Nice.
Great class if you guys are thinking about law school. And I love it. We're going over all these court cases and really learning how legal framework is applicable to certain situations.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's the most advanced like law class I've taken. It's actually one of the 100 levels classes that you take when you start law school.
Oh, really?
So I'm kind of getting a little head start, which is good.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, next question. It's kind of like final questions. What's one piece of advice you wish you had received when you first transferred here?
I think if you're a perfectionist or if you're somebody that really has always done really good in life, expect to fail.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
College is like full of
failure.
For sure. And also success, but it's just kind of like a part of your college experience is to like fail sometimes.
Yeah. And
it happens to everyone.
Oh, no, honestly. And going off of that, I think what really differentiates somebody that's failing to somebody that will succeed is changing your perspective on failure. And rather than seeing it as a period, see it as a comma.
Oh, I like that.
So see it as something that's kind of helping you get to what you need to get. And
like helping you learn.
Yeah. And when one door closes, another one opens.
Yes, for sure.
You might as well fail a couple times in life.
Yeah. And like learn from those failures and then go on to succeed.
The key word, learning from your failures.
Yeah. Don't make the same mistakes. And kind of last question. Looking ahead, how do you envision your journey from here? Either like career-wise, personally, kind of what are some things that you hope to achieve in the next few years?
My biggest life motto is good, better, best. Never take rest until your good is better and your better's the best.
Oh, wow. I like that.
So I think I'm really in this limbo of converting my better to the best. And I'm just hoping that someday I'm able to fulfill what I feel is the best.
Yeah.
Career-wise, personally, I just kind of want to feel good with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm hopefully going to be in law school in San Diego.
You will be in law school.
It's a hard thing, you guys, if any of you guys are interested in it.
But if anyone can do it, you can do it.
Thank you. But hopefully I'm going to be doing that. I foresee a lot of just helping people because that's what makes me happiest.
Very cool.
Yeah. And just being open to whatever comes in my way.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the podcast. Anything you want to shout out or like say about anything?
Not really. This is
okay.
awesome. I love being part of this podcast. And if anybody else wants to,
fill out the interest form. Let's see what else. Other final remarks. Follow us on Instagram, NAU Transfer Decks. keep up to date on events and I don't know, other things going on with the transfer department.
And visit your mentor.
Yeah, make a meeting with your mentor.
We're awesome.
We are cool. And then what else is coming up? Next Thursday is monthly board game night. So come join us for that, 5 to 6:30 in the Transfer Lounge.
We have a long weekend.
Yeah, Veterans Day on Monday. Also, it's Free National Park Day on Monday too.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's why
that's why we're doing the Grand Canyon
awesome.
field trip. Also on Monday. But yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, anytime. Thanks for listening.